Hey, what's going on, guys? Kurtashi here. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin network fee and what it actually costs to send Bitcoin through the Bitcoin network. Now, keep in mind that Bitcoin transaction fees, network fees, are always fluctuating, they're always changing. But I found a site that lists the current average of what it would cost for you to send Bitcoin through the Bitcoin network. And I'll leave the link for the site down below. I'm going to read a little bit off the site here for you to give you an idea of what the transaction fees are, what the network fees are, so you know what it's going to cost you on average to send Bitcoin through the network. So first of all, it says, what are the transaction fees? Now, transaction fees are included with your Bitcoin transaction in order to have your transaction processed by a miner and confirmed by the Bitcoin network. The space available for transactions in a block is currently artificially limited to 1 megabyte in the Bitcoin network. This means that to get your transaction processed quickly, you'll have to outbid other users. Okay. Now the site that we're on here that I'm showing you right now keeps a record of how Bitcoin transaction fees evolve over time. So basically, the transaction fees are going to be dependent upon how congested the network is, how busy the network is, and how fast you want that transaction to be confirmed and processed. Okay. Now, typically, to get your transaction processed fastest, you're going to have to pay a higher transaction fee. And whenever you send a payment through the network, you're always going to have the option to add an additional amount to your transaction fee. If you use sites like Coinbase and other sites like that, you'll be able to I guess you could say upgrade your transaction fee to a higher amount to get it to go through faster. Now, I remember last year, 2017, there was a time where transaction fees were just ridiculous. I mean, it cost you more in transaction fees than the amount you were actually sending. I was talking to someone who said it would have cost him like $30 to send like $5. It was ridiculous. But that happens when it gets congested and people start to outbid each other to get their transactions done faster. The transaction fees end up going up. But right now we're at a time where it's kind of a little bit more stable right now. It's not like it was not crazy like it was last year. It's a little more stable. But if we look here at the current average, in order to get your transaction processed fastest, you want to get it processed on the next block. Okay, and what that means is that you're going to be paying a little bit more. So the current next block fee, average next block fee, which is the fee to have your transaction mined on the next block, which is an approximate 10-minute transaction processing time, will cost you about 20 cents USD. Okay. Of course, the Bitcoin amounts, it's going to depend upon how much Bitcoin is valued at the time. But it's going to cost you about 20 cents USD to get that process within 10 minutes. Okay. And that's actually not bad. That's, if you think about how much it's going to cost you to, say, process a credit card transaction, okay, or to send money to your family, maybe via Western Union or wiring through your bank, how much that would actually cost you. It's way more than 20 cents, I can guarantee that. It's usually a few to several dollars to send a small amount. It would depend upon, of course, how much you're sending. Now, the next fastest or second fastest way is to have your transaction processed within 3 blocks. Okay, so instead of being processed on the next block, it'll be processed within the next 3 blocks. And that takes about 30 minutes average time, okay? And it will cost you about 17 cents, all right? Now, the thing with that, though, is that if you really need to get your transaction processed quickly, okay, like you really need that money sent within 10 minutes, you're going to want to go for the next block fee, the next block. But for most transactions, okay, this choice, the third block fee, and then the next choice, the sixth block fee, are going to be just fine. Okay, most of us aren't going to be sending Bitcoin where we need to have it done like within a second. But if you do need to send it quickly, you want to go for the next block fee or the next block choice, which is your 20 cents current average. Three block fee, meaning that it's going to be processed within 3 blocks, average right now is about 17 cents per transaction, and it's going to take about 30 minutes. So if you can wait 30 minutes to get the transaction done, this is just fine for you. It's perfect. But then again, if you look, there's a 3-cent difference, so it's really not a big difference. And finally, the slowest process would be the 6 blocks fee, which would be having your transaction processed within the next 6 blocks. Okay, so instead of this is the next block or the next 3 blocks, you would be processing within the next 6 blocks. Okay, and that would take you about an hour for the transaction. Okay, now people that are used to traditional money, fiat currency, they're used to having transactions processed like instantly. I mean, you send for example, you go PayPal to PayPal. Okay, it's instant. Okay, most of your fiat transactions are instant, within a few minutes usually. Waiting an hour for a transaction, most people wouldn't really want to do that. But then again, for those of us who use Bitcoin and other cryptos, we're used to waiting a little bit for the transaction to process and go through. We're used to waiting a little bit for the confirmations. So even waiting an hour for a transaction is not a huge deal. So if you don't really care about speed, then this choice, the 6 block fee, would be great for you. Would be perfect. But then again, if you're in a hurry, you want to get this process fast, you want to go with the next block fee. That's going to cost you more. It's going to be faster. If you need a little bit of speed, but you're not really in a hurry, I would go for the mid-range, which is the 3 block fee. Get it processed within 3 blocks. It's going to take you about half an hour or so, and cost you right now an average of 17 cents. And of course, if you don't care about speed at all, you're not in a hurry at all, you can wait. It's not a big deal to you. Use the slowest process, which is getting it processed within 6 blocks. It takes about an hour, and it's going to cost you about 7 cents per transaction. Now, again, these times and fees are current averages right now. It's not a guarantee it's going to be that fee when you send your Bitcoin. There's no guarantee it's going to take exactly 10 minutes or exactly 30 minutes or exactly an hour. Could take more time, could take less time. I've seen Bitcoin transactions process within 30 seconds. I've also seen Bitcoin transactions take 6 to 7 hours. And that was back last year in 2017, when the network was so clogged up with activity that it was taking so long to get transactions confirmed and processed. But if you want to look at the average and keep an eye on the average transaction fees, I'll leave a link for this website down below in the description so you can check that out. You can bookmark that. So anytime you get a question about, what's the average fee right now that's costing for Bitcoin, you can go right there and check out what the average is. And in fact, they have a historic daily average of fees down here, a chart which shows you, what the average daily fees have been. Okay, and it's right here. Actually, it was January 2018. It was December and January around last year, December 2017 and January 2018, where the fees were so ridiculous because it was so clogged up. And right now, we're right here in August 2018. It's gotten down lower again where it should be. Okay, and of course, they also have a table here that you can look at and see a table listing of the historical listing of the fees and when they went up, when they went down, etc. So, guys, I hope this video helped you answer any questions you had about the Bitcoin network fees. Again, this is an average. This site here lists an average of what it could be, what it is right now. Again, it's not going to be exactly the same. Your transaction fee might be slightly different. Your transaction processing time might be slightly different. But this is going to give you a guideline to look at to kind of get an idea of what it would cost to send Bitcoin through the network. Anyway, guys, with that, this is Kurt Tashi. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and a share and leave me a comment down below. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe so you're always updated about new videos when I upload them. And also, make sure you hit that bell notification icon so you're always notified via push notifications when I release new videos. And if you would like to see my recommendation for the absolute best in cryptocurrency education, I'll leave a link for that down below as well. With that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you soon.